against the Eve.
I feel like if they go for the... They need to engage though. If they go for kind of a frontliner in their own position, they're gonna be at the mercy of Bigatron when it comes to the team fights.
Oh!
Baxia!
Baxia roll!
Whoa!
Okay.
All right.
Interesting. It's not the for sure engage, but it's fast. So he can catch up to Finn technically in the roam battle.
Not in the prio battle though, I don't believe, right?
Yeah.
Against the show, that's easy clear, and then the rotation. All right. Well, carry, I think, becomes a bit more prio now with so many frontliners, especially with the laning against the Harith and a combo with Cho.
I mean, it just makes sense. And if they do so, they're gonna have a favorable matchup on almost every single lane technically.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy from Bigatron.
What's the answer? Yeah, it's the carry.
Wow.
It's not looking good for TL.
There are ways for them to win this. The Vengeance on Freya XP could be a way to zone the carry, but then it all lies on whether Aran can win his lane.
Man, against the Sora, it's a bit of a tall order, man. It depends on the ganks, obviously. I think there's gonna be... We have to watch out for...
For game number 1!
That's it. Bigatron, can they continue the streak of TLID? They're currently on a loss streak, if you count it. It was broken just last week by BBB. And BBB was supposed to join this red team.
I mean, technically they're both on a loss streak then, right? I mean, PTR just lost the Dewa.
No,
and
this
Navi.
lineup, BTR are on a win streak. It's
Okay.
so good, not Lynch, you know? So,
Okay, okay. That's fair. That's
wait,
fair.
Finn starts in the bottom lane. Interesting.
Huh.
Ooh.
Peculiar moves here from Bigatron. And they still have Moreno running the sprint. We've seen this multiple times. And against a Baxia, against a Leomord, I personally on the mage like going the sprint as well. Allows you to kite back just a little bit better. Ooh.
Yeah, this is not a good lane for Harith.
Some damage coming in from Eman. On the other side for TLID though. Oh, whoa.
Fast move, shield unity. Finn might have to flicker. And he does. 2 men knocked up. Kevin taking a bit of damage. Moreno gets caught as well. This could be a pickup. Nile really waiting for that Lancer Flare pickup. And he already got the Lethal Wanderer.
You gotta be careful with the fighting potential of TLID early game, right? They technically have 3 fighters. So, yes, there's favorable matches for Bigatron, but as a team overall, they want to be a bit more careful giving TLID some of those opportunities. Emblems by you here. You can see aggressive builds, but also the pulling yourself together for Grishal on the Eve, making sure that he can make the plays more so than just do damage or survive. That puts him vulnerable to dives coming in, especially from Nile though, who is just going with the Suyo with a thrill as well. Gonna give him a lot faster clear too.
A lot more aggression as well that he's able to utilize later on in these fights. But again, TLID focusing on the mid lane. They want to clear as fast as possible, as they're going to be able to set up for this first objective a lot quicker. That's a run.
Yep. Kevin's already on it. Aran doing the same thing, zoning. Shogun to the backline now going in. Phantom Steed coming down. And Shogun is able to go for the shifting skies. Now the RWM taking Finn down with no flicker. That's a pickup though. And Nile wins out the rectory, but he gets taken out. And Shogun is caught in the midst of it all. Goes to the air, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Moreno knocks him up. It's a turtle for 3.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful early game here for TLID. They played that very calculatively, I would say, that particular team fight. And like you mentioned, right, they have the strength of the early game, the fact that they have a lot more fighters in their midst as well. That power spike, that's going to continue forward until that midpoint, but they still have to be careful because it looks like Finn still prioritizing to help Eman in that lane. And when Eman gets to that power spike, that's when maybe the turnaround can happen for BTR.
Looking at talent predictions by Gopay though, it's actually equal 3v3. It's here now the sole supporter of TLID on the English desk, as always. I do believe though in that previous fight, Shogun might have made a mistake, man. He popped the shifting skies, but he did not get the stacks to actually pull off the actual active component, so he didn't use it in that fight until later on. He needs to be careful because in the early game, he is the lane that Bigatron are relying on for the early brawls here.
That's an all-in. Oh, now it's going to be cooked, stomped down to the ground, and has to get away. That's a flicker from Finn as well. All early game wins going to TL.
That magic damage. The early game magic damage from the Eve, even before the utilization of the item, before the ability to take on that glowing one, he still had that much damage over Nile. Nile has to be very careful upon these engages, and Shogun does as well.
Yeah, Shogun might be looking for... Oh, bottom lane! Solo kill perhaps! Iman takes a turret shot. Won't be able to get that solo kill. Aran going in on 3. Moreno has to pop in a sprint now, trying to run away, but Aran's doing so much damage. Queller coming down by Nile. Aran wants to go for the sandwich. Phantom Steed under turret. That's going to be Shogun stomped again by the Jolt. Shield Unity cancelled by the Shunpu. Now walking up. That should be Leone falling, and it will be. Now picks up a trade, but look at that turret. Going to go to TLID.
That's a 1-for-2 trade and a turret as well. I would say that's complete value for TLID.
I mean, they're trying to make sure that they get the best of all the situations. They shut down Shogun in the lane, and we've seen how difficult it is to perform on a Sora when you're behind in the lane, let alone against 3 fighters like this. And now, if they can continue this kind of tempo, this pressure, they can move their focus onto Nile, or they can start diving more in the gold lane as well, because Eman is on the flicker. He can't really outplay that easily against the kind of dive potential that TLID has.
But I feel like BTR traded really well, right? I mean, TLID were able to get that topside turret, but BTR, they were able to get the second turtle. So this is what we were talking about, right? Adaptations in the game, that's what and how usually BTR can look for a way to come back. You asked about the Sky Piercer earlier, Arashi, and it looks like this time Nile is going to be the one building it on the Suyo.
Wait, feared. Iman no flicker. They're going to go jump in, but the Jikudo comes in as well. Iman taken out by Kyo. That's a big Shogun set by the Shifting Skies under the turret as well. But the RWM zones him in the back line as that's going to be Shogun jumping in with a flicker. Able to get just one. Aran falls under turret as well. And they're not able to get the objective. Meanwhile, Nile clearing out mid, going up top.
Man, that's difficult for Bigatron, man. They're trying to turn this around, but they just don't have enough damage and enough protection. So Eman still hasn't farmed up, and especially because he was the one being focused there, there's no real answer for these fighters just yet. With Shogun being so behind, he's neither tanky or doing damage. He can't even threaten kill there. He just stood there and tanked the turret even for his team.
I believe that BTR are in the step of the right direction though, right? With now Moreno, Elegant Gem being utilized. Now he already has the glowing wand as well. I think in these team fights, it will help them a little bit more to find the moments that they need, because technically it was a 2-3 trade. But again, like Mirko thought earlier when he was doing his play-by-play, there you go. Nile was able to get the mid creep, and he was also able to get that buff away from TLID.
Smooth moves from Nile right here. He's playing this more individualistic style, staying away from the team, making sure he splits, gets damage, gets gold as well to stay relevant. He was 1 and 2 when he bought the Sky Piercer, so he definitely needs a bit more income to make sure that he is a relevant threat in the late game. They're grouping up for a turtle fight here though. Both teams might be a bit risky for Bigatron, but they seem eager to go for it.
Yeah. Let's see it. Leone with the jump on Moreno.
Oh.
That's a Crimson Beacon. That's going to all in into the back line as Moreno gets immobilized, but now is able to pop in the Crimson Beacon as they kite back in the man and back line. Gets caught by the Vengeance. Still, Shogun in the sky. Spin, kiting back. They're all very low. That's a Lancer there again. And Mon's really low. They go dive in. Kevin's just tanking up a storm. Nile somehow gets out with Moreno with a sliver of health, and it's the Cavalry with a winning team fight.
They were both so low, and they're going to cascade that win over the neutral objective. They're going to be able to get the turtle plus that mid turret. So that's double value for TLID here in the 7th minute of the game. That's a 3,000 gold lead on top of that.
That's what you get when you win a fight 2-0, man. TLID, this is the mid game that they have an advantage in with the few 1 or 2 item power spikes, especially with Kevin being 6-0 right after that fight. Bigatron, they either had to make the play earlier or they have to play a bit safe right now. This is not where they want to keep fighting and give TLID more momentum. They got so many more objectives equalizing back from the trades of Bigatron. The issue right now is that there's so much AoE for TLID, and Bigatron are forced to play together because they're trying to kite back and protect Eman. So the Leomord, the Yve, the Freya, this is all heroes that are doing AoE damage to multiple members of Bigatron.
And if they fight in these crevices like this, alright, should be fine. Did they get the buff?
Nile still got it.
Okay, Nile still got it.
Right.
But if they fight in crevices like this, it's going to be ultra valuable as well for TLID. We saw the damage dealt chart earlier on, and Drichel was #1 on the rank. It's so easier, but Leone gets caught.
Finally get a pick, I believe. Yep. And it's Nile. Picks up a Sky Piercer stack. First of the game.
if there's any advantage for Bigatron right now, it's in the pickoff department with the Cho carry combo, with a Suyo building Skypiercer. But again, it's on Team Liquid to give them opportunities to do so, because look at the control over the map, look at the tempo. The members of TLID can clear waves so much safer, so much easier compared to Bigatron. So Bigatron are always going to be playing reactively, and when you're trying to find a pickoff with a Way of the Dragon, doing so while being reactive is a lot more difficult than you would think.
I feel like right now that's all they can do though. I mean, they're waiting for Emon's final item as well. The Swift Trinity has to be built in. Even if they do get a pick-off, how are they supposed to shred? Because they don't have the damage, right? Moreno's on a more of a utility build as of now. What do you think?
Like he might be going for an Ice Queens, right? The double one combo.
Yeah.
That will allow him, but also the team to actually kite back better. Because when you can stack that Ice Queens one so much faster now. The cooldown between adding stacks have been lowered in the past few patches. So it's actually really good against these fighters, but it has to be the rest of the team also kind of helping out in that department. So it's still not a guarantee.
Leone has to revitalize. Come on. He doesn't have the 3 items just yet. It's not a Swift Trinity yet.
Right now in the poke battle, TLID also wins so much with the Wishing Lantern already completed for Drishel. A single Void Blast will pop that item past him. But oh!
Valkyrie's percent. Vengeance coming down as Iman goes in for the shred, but it's not going to be enough. Oh my goodness, that RWM almost took him down. Shogun in the skies, but now gets taken very low. Has to flick around as that's going to be killed with his Iman Force. Gets knocked up, but it doesn't matter. It's Shogun dying for the 5th time this game. Moreno with a lift up kill, taken low, but he has a Chrono Dash Ritual. Can't find the last Void Blast. Leone trying to look for that combo as Niall jumps in with a desperate move and it gets caught. Fit with the Shun Poo. Now goes back with a knockup under the turret, but will fall as Kevin goes godlike.
Their symphony in the team fights have been amazing. And you blink, you miss it. That was such a beautiful engage from Aran. The way they played under the turret as well. Who kites where, who takes the turret shot, how they split BTR up. That was so beautiful to watch.
Fortunately though, the HP bars for TLID are kind of low. They also don't have the ultimates ready just yet. It's up now. So maybe with the wave on the top lane, they might be planning on going for a risky move here to try and push their advantage. With an 8k gold lead, there is some leeway there, but they play it disciplined. They back away. Bigatron, man, I think that really cements that they can't really win a fight all in, especially when Drishel is allowed to get a full channel real-world manipulation there. Eman almost single-handedly gets taken out of the fight. They have to try to find ways to kind of fight back and forth to win this fight, I think, because otherwise, in pure damage and survivability, I don't see a way for Bigatron to win out here because their mid lane is a more utility build for now.
What do they do, yeah? Do they... I think they... So I guess in these team fights, BTR need to figure out a way how to bait out the skills in, but that's only from Drichel. Technically, Aran, Kevin, Leone, Kyo, they're kiteable heroes in these team fights, no?
Yeah, I think it really
like
is...
They can play the long team fights.
Oh, for sure. For TLID, they can just keep fighting and fighting, man. And they're not ultimate reliant to that degree. The same way that Bigatron needs the shifting skies, needs the ultimate from the carry as well to get that maximum shred. So, I don't know, brawl-wise, TLID wins. It's on Bigatron to really find that moment. With the Swift Trinity completed for Eman,
Yeah.
there might be a chance, but I think he might require a few more items just so he can actually stay in the fight and not get zoned out immediately.
Survivability, right? That's all he needs. He has the damage now, which is good. It's a step in the right direction. But how does he stay alive long enough to allow that to happen? Unfortunately, that orange buff was stolen, I believe, by TLID.
Good prior, good focus from TLID there, finding everything they can. They might lose the turret on the bottom side there, so small victories for Bigatron, having a big wave on the bottom. But TLID already sends Kyo over there to do some housekeeping, making sure that they don't lose out in the macro battle later on. Already has been Leone, that's the move!
Okay, they go for the Vengeance, but it's onto Aran. He should be able to escape, and he does! They go for the pick off of the guy with the Vengeance, and now Moreno's trying to go for more damage onto Aran. He's still there. That's going to be Shogun going to the skies as Kevin tries to run him down. Shogun running away, but gets caught by the Void Blast again. And the Freya Vengeance remains to be a problem.
Oh man, that's rough, dude. That was the move, man. TLID were split up. They had 3 members there. Bigatron went for the pickoff, but unfortunately not enough damage, like we predicted there. And with the Vengeance on Aran as well, he was just way too durable. all the right calls for Bigatron, a little bit too late. With a 10k gold lead, TLID will definitely make a push for the end.
10,000 gold.
Oh.
That's Finn with a play.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that play. The RWM gets used as well. Iman's gonna go up. He's gonna get caught by the shield unity, and that's gonna be all in. Coming down as Niall has to back away. Shogun with the shifting skies. Just trying to zone them in the back as Kevin walks up with the Phantom Steed, and now it's a 4v5 against TL with a 10k gold lead and a Lord.
Yeah, 3 waves are pushing in favor of TLID into BTR's base. They have 15 seconds to buy time before Finn comes back. They should be able to clear, but when I take a look at it, everyone is very short range.
Yep.
Ooh. Leone's trying to bait out some spells here. Shogun's ultimate isn't available, and I think TLID understands that. That's why they're moving up so aggressively right here. With the Lord being delayed, they still can go for a decisive end here.
Yep, goes doing it. RWM are ready to zone them in the back as Moreno pops in the Crimson Beacon. Now Shogun shifting skies, goes for the CC as well, but the Lord is still alive. They have enough damage. Base cracked. Game 1 to TLID.
Almost a 12,000 gold lead at the very end. That was momentum being created by TLID. And this shows that TLID have adapted to that loss against Geek. They've looked for something